Boston. He is Michael Graham, and he has just finished a town hall on how to save the GOP in Massachusetts. I don't know if I should call you Sancho Panza or Don Quixote, but how did the event go?
I will tell you, we went from emergency life support to a faint pulse today. We can feel the heart of the Massachusetts GOP beating again, particularly with the interaction between libertarian Republicans and social conservatives. Open conversation focusing on winning and winning strategies. One of the things I admired is while many people, many Republicans tried to say we are only going to talk about fiscal issues and we're just going to pretend the social issues don't exist, other Republicans, even social liberals, said that's not going to work. You've got to have a broader approach. And the point was made again and again that candidates who focus only on fiscal issues have been losing steadily. And so it really gave people something to think about. I think it helped open the tent. Again, as someone said during the conversation, if all you have are fiscal conservatives, how can you say it's a big tent? It's a small teepee.
Now, I was listening to the various groups, and the group that impressed me the most were the young Republicans. They had a lot of, it's such a rare commodity since a lot of us conservatives tell our kids to leave the state. How important are these young Republicans, and how important is the message that we have to keep young people in the state, and the Republican Party and Republican values are the way to do it?
Well, you know, I wrote a piece a few months ago when there was a fight over who was going to be the delegate from Massachusetts, and a young upstart libertarian Republican named Evan Kenney had won his seat as a delegate, and they were going to take it away because he wasn't loyal enough to the party establishment. And my message in the column was my message today. We need young guys like Evan Kenney more than we need Mitt Romney, because Mitt Romney, you know, represents where the party is today and the future, as opposed to the future. And you've got to have candidates who are younger with messages that resonate with younger voters. Even if you can keep losing younger voters, 60-40, 70-30, you can't just abandon them so that by the time they're 30, the Republican brand is so corrupted, so dismissed in their eyes, that they'll never consider voting Republican. It's much better to work and have them say, well, I'm 25, I can't vote Republican because that's not cool, but have gotten a not bad impression of Republicans so that later when they're 35 and paying their bills and have a mortgage, then they can go, well, those Republicans, I knew they were never so bad in the first place.
To what degree does the GOP have to be like a baseball general manager where you're building the farm team at every town and city selectman position while still running someone today, just to run someone today, but building that team that can run in 5 or 6 years?
Look, if you watch the event, which is up at michaelgraham.com right now as a podcast and will be available for the next few months, you'll see person after person celebrating Leah Cole, an unknown candidate who ran for a state representative's race and won in Peabody. Why was Charlie Breaker, former and possibly future candidate for governor, celebrating her? Because she won, and she won at the level where Massachusetts Republicans can win. The mistake that the GOP's made since 1990 is to view itself as a governorship party. All they can win is a governorship, focus on one guy, get a silver bullet candidate like a Mitt Romney with a lot of money in 2002 or a Scott Brown in a special election in 2010 and sneak through. Well, you can't sneak through anymore. They need candidates who naturally, organically develop. Great candidates like Leah and Keiko Oral and Shauna O'Connell and Ryan Fatman, who are winning at the local level, who the longer they run and win, are going to make more and more friends and can convince those people who would never vote Republican, well, I don't know about vote Republican, but I can definitely vote for Shauna.
Now, I want to ask you this final question.
Sure.
During your last panel, you had the mainstream media up there, and we mentioned Lena, who just won last night. She was on none of their radars.
Right.
Do you think she would have won if she was on their radars and they could have gone after her?
You know, the other advantage you have at the local level is that the impact of the media is lower because you get a chance to go door to door and have people meet them. And the fact is that while it is true that the standing of legislators is low, the standing of mainstream media is either as low or even lower. So yes, I think the day of the media picking candidates for people or destroying candidacy for people at the local level are over. There are too many ways to reach voters with your side of the story so that you can't be defined as easily by the press. Leah Cole would have won won, no matter what the press did to her.
And for those of my readers who still might not know that you're back on radio, where and when can they find Michael Graham?
Noon to 3 weekdays on the New England Talk Network. You can just go to michaelgraham.com/radio and listen on your phone, on your iPad, or find the list of stations here in Massachusetts there, michaelgraham.com.
Michael Graham, thank you very much, and thanks for keeping the studio warm for me on Saturday.
My pleasure.